Hey guys, what's going on? So in the video today, I'm very excited because in today's video, I'm getting ready to ship out these two bags right here that I made. I'm going to explain what these are, but I just got done with both of these this week, both projects, and I'm very happy with how both of them came out. This first one is for my friend Timothée in France. He lives in France, and for this reason, this is my first international customer. For that reason, I'm rebranding Dale's Leatherworks to Dale's Leatherworks International because I have one international customer. He's a very nice kid. He approached me, he saw some of my videos, me making some of my bags, and he decided he wanted one. And so I customized this the full way for him. So this is going to be the Overlander bag in Oxblood double shot, and this is more than just a typical Overlander. This actually has two lateral cargo compartments built into the sides here. I did this once before. It's a very labor intensive process, and it makes for a very big and heavy bag, but this bag is basically combat ready. This is this is as loaded as it can get. I've given thought to adding the lateral cargo compartments to some of the bags that I have. There is give and take, but I think that it really makes for the ultimate bag. Like I said, it will make it a bit more heavy, but overall I think it has a very cool World War II type of a vintage aesthetic about it, and I'm really happy with this particular shade of Oxblood. It's got really brilliant hues of cranberry, cherry. It's not like a typical Cabernet type of a color 8 color. Typically color 8, when I think about color 8, like Alden color 8, it's very dark. This stuff can all vary by batch. So these are my Truven boots in Oxblood double shot, and as you can see, they're considerably darker. You have to get into full-on bright sunlight to see the sort of burgundy hues that it has going on, because just in standard room temperature, it's going to look like a standard dark brown. And so yeah, you can see the comparison between the two here. This is a much more vibrant, lighter, much more of a cherry, much more of a cranberry type color. I think it really came out nicely. Similar to the British Tan double shot that I just got in, it's a lot lighter than this British Tan double shot. This British Tan double shot looks more of like a more of a standard chocolate brown, maybe has some warm red tones to it, but the new British Tan double shot is definitely more of a true tan color, I would say. More oranges coming out, less of those darker chocolate browns, and yeah, more towards the orange. So anyway, so let me get more onto this bag. So this is my traditional Overlander / expedition pack. This one is, I believe Timothée wanted me to make the side panels 6 inches. So these are 6 inches, typically they're 4.5. And so this thing is just overloaded. This thing is just huge. It can store tons of volume. It is super duper overbuilt. I did my typical tension distribution strap system here. Will be very comfortable on the back. So yeah, we have the outer cargo compartment. My whole vision with these bags is I want to build them out of simple but robust components. Literally, I want this stuff to last forever. I overbuild it. I don't cut any corners. Every stitch is done purely by hand. I want it to have a bold look, like you could tell what it is from across the room type of a look. I want it to look sophisticated but rugged at the same time. I want it to look timeless. More than anything, I want it to look like something that you could have seen 500 years ago, like a sophisticated gentleman in the Middle Ages carrying one of these around. Yeah, so this is going to be my roll top design because of this heavily waxed double shot leather, which is essentially Seidel's version of Chrome XL. It's heavily waxed, and I believe it's mostly veg tan with a chrome tan finish. And so it's got kind of the best of both worlds. It's got a really good firm stand-up and a really good waxy self-repairing property about it. And so what that means is it can rain and your stuff on the inside is going to be kept very, very dry. So I added a cotton olive lining to the inside. I did my top lip for support, completely stitched all the way around. We've got inverted seams here, or blind seams. I don't know the technical term, but basically these are all stitched up with loop stitches all the way up to really secure really fasten those seams in place. I think that the leather itself would rip before the seams did. So, if that's any indication of what's going on with these. Yeah, this one, typically a bag takes me about 40 hours. This probably took me about 50 because of these lateral side compartments. The lateral side compartments take me just as long as the outer cargo compartment. Just because they're smaller doesn't mean that they take less time. They're smaller, but they're literally the same design. They're just cut smaller. In terms of riveting them on, there's maybe a few less rivets in the side compartments as compared to the primary one, and maybe just a little bit less stitching in the lateral compartments compared to the outer one. But aside from that, they're basically all the same amount of labor. Yeah, I positioned the panels all just a certain way as to accentuate the character of the hide. I'm really excited too because this is my first bag in ox blood double shot. This is a lot of firsts for me. So Timothée, again, thanks again so much. Merci beaucoup, mon ami. I'm really pleased to have gotten to work with you. You've been a joy to work with. At first he was sort of going back and forth between the doing maybe like a two-tone or maybe doing the British tan double shot. He eventually settled on the ox blood. I think that was a good call. This ox blood is incredible. Both are good calls, but this ox blood is definitely a good call. It'll pair up very nicely with a burgundy belt, burgundy boots. So yeah, and that's kind of my thinking. I wanted to sort of start making bags for myself to pair with the different boots that I have. And so I think this would go very, very nicely with a pair of burgundy hiking boots. Timothée, thank you so much. Also, this was the first bag that I basically assembled the whole thing before turning it inside out, which was really cool. So I actually riveted on all these lateral side compartments before I even turned the bag inside out. And that was fun. So I left them unstitched before I turned them inside out. So they were basically just open flaps before I turned it inside out. But yeah, basically what I do is I stitch the entire body together, and by putting on the cargo compartments makes it a lot easier to rivet, makes the riveting go a lot more smoothly. And then I also stitched in the anchor point for the straps as well before turning it inside out. So that worked really well. When everything was done and I popped it inside out, all I really had to do was stitch the side panels on the lateral and the primary cargo compartment and then finish off the strap system. And then that was pretty much it. So it came together a lot smoother. I'm getting my process down a little better, but it's still just a lot of work. It's just a lot of hand stitching, a lot of hand cutting, all the straps I do by hand, all the holes I punch by hand. Everything is done by hand. And so Timothée, please, my friend, more than anything, enjoy this bag. I really hope to see you wearing it proud. Please send me patina pictures as this baby patinas, and I hope to see you hiking through the French Alps with this thing on your back. I would love to see that. Okay, and moving on. This bag is also going international. So this is for my friend Andres of Bordon, Colombia. He wanted a bag in British tan double shot, and so that's what I did here. So this is going to be my Scout model. This is a little easier to put together. It doesn't have an internal lining, but the way that I designed it, it doesn't need a lining because there's only this front panel, this bottom, and this back are all one piece. And then I stitch the enclosure flap on, hand stitch it on here, and so it closes. So this is a roll top model. This is a standard flap enclosure model. Both are designed with the same similar aesthetic in mind. I'm very proud of this Scout design. Like I said, it's a lot simpler. It's more of a day pack than like a everything pack, but you can use both for both purposes. I still need to make myself a Scout, but yes. So we have this outer cargo compartment, and this thing is actually brown chrome XL. So this is a bit of a hybrid bag going on here. Similar to what I did for my buddy Tyler, I built him a British tan double shot bag with a brown chrome XL cargo compartment on the outside. The other distinguishing factor on the Scout is these two main enclosure straps. They're very large, they're very prominent. The ones on the Expedition are not as prominent. They're a little bit smaller. That's better suited for the roll top model. For this one, the enclosure straps are a little bit wider, a little bit more bold. They take a larger roller buckle as well. It's just a stylistic thing. I could do the large buckles on the Expedition if I wanted, and vice versa. I could do thin buckles on the Scout. I'm just playing around with design ideas right now. Neither one is better than the other. It's just a design feature. Let's undo these and show you what's going on the inside here. All right, so simple flap enclosure, loaded with towels and blankets. The one that I made for my buddy Tyler had a pull tab system in it, and I did not put that in this one. I did that custom for Tyler because he doesn't like the top heavy look of the bag. He likes it to look a little bit thinner up top. I'm the opposite. I like it to look top heavy. I'm very drawn to top heavy backpacks. I don't know why. I think it has something to do with maybe seeing like people that go on long hikes, their rucksacks are loaded top to bottom, and I think they'll do like their they'll roll up their tarp at the very top, and it has that cool rolled look. I like the look of a top heavy bag. I don't know why. And then also on this Scout, I tried a new strap system. So part of what makes the Expedition pack so laborious is this tension distribution strap system. There is a lot going on with these straps. There's a lot more. Once you really start to look at it, you're like, whoa, there's actually a lot happening here. See, because, and I've explained this in prior videos, so basically we have the primary shoulder straps, and they're anchored together by this center anchor piece. This O-ring, this raw brass O-ring, holds them both together, connects it to the body. But then we have these tension relief straps here that are fully adjustable. And these tension relief straps relieve the tension, relieve the bag from having all the tension right here. So it distributes the tension up to this pull handle, this carry handle that's double riveted in. And so what that gives you is a bag that really distributes its tension out across a large surface area instead of focusing on one. That allows you to carry much more weight, and it's very good on your shoulders. Now, that said, there's like 50 steps in putting this thing together. It's very laborious, like I said. This, I decided to do a simple D-ring strap system, and so they're still very robustly, they're double riveted in, so there's backups for everything. There's always a backup rivet on any point of tension throughout the bag, on any weight-bearing structural integrity portion of the bag. So double rivets on the straps, raw brass D-rings. Okay, then we've got number 12 raw copper rivets right here, 2 of them. And so these straps are really anchored in really well. They're also way easier to install than the tension distribution system. And then on this, I put a simple carry handle on there. All in all, very, very pleased with how this came out. Another thing I did, typically I rivet the adjustment roller buckle at the base. I typically double rivet these in. On this one, I actually used Chicago screws. It was a lot easier to do Chicago screws. And so all shoulder straps are adjustable, for the user. So this video is going to be a mixed bag of bags. So I'm actually going to include footage of my buddy Josh Stockton. He took some footage of him rocking his Overlander bag, which actually he coined the term Overlander. I think that's a really good name for the larger bag, and he took his on a hike through the woods. I think it's amazing footage. He did a really good job. I think the bag looks really good in the wild, getting put to use. Nothing brings me more joy than to see the stuff that I make getting used. So Josh, thank you, sir. Thank you for sending me this clip over. I think that's awesome. And as always, with my backpacks, muscles are not included. I'm sorry, but I have to throw out that disclaimer. The muscles you have to gain on your own. So Josh was rocking his Overlander bag in emerald green Gen X leather. I just got some more sides of this Gen X leather in. It's really wild and wonderful stuff. It's from the Tasman Tannery, and it really just achieves such a nice, rich, vibrant color. I am very blessed to have had about between 3 and 5 projects in my queue at any given point. I'm still working on my website. I really hope to get that up and running here soon. But anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. What do you think about all the bags shown in this video? Which one is your favorite? Please leave me your thoughts in the comments below. You can follow me on Instagram. My username is AeroSurferLV. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see y'all in my next video.